Alright folks, how's it going? Another video. No politics, this is a scrapping video. Well, all that stuff I found, there's been some disappointments. Man, I'm freaking just let down. What I thought with these transformers, these big ass transformers, I thought all that was copper. It's not copper. It's copper coated aluminum wire. Yup. All of it, all three of them. So that pissed me off. But any other fellow scrapper watching this video, you know exactly what I mean. The letdown. You're like, hey, it's a big, fat, juicy transformers. I'm gonna extract all that copper out of there, just to come to find out it's copper coated aluminum wire. Those cheap, dirty, frickin' bastards. Because they know that copper is very expensive. So, and aluminum would do the same thing, as far as windings are concerned. So back in the 30s and 40s and back in the old days, copper was cheap. So it was not a concern at all. Now the copper has gone way up, way more expensive than aluminum. And aluminum almost has the same heat transfer and electrical generation properties as copper. That's why it's almost so I'm not taking any more freaking microwaves and scrapping them down. It's all aluminum. It's not worth my time and effort to strip that down for no copper at all. What, less than 2 ounces? Nope. So as I learned my lesson with flat screen TVs, I've learned my lesson with freaking microwaves. They're all freaking just junk. You ain't gonna get no copper out of them. I mean, it's a value judgment. You want to spend your time stripping that thing down for aluminum and not copper. Well, that's on you. I'm not. So, on a better note, though, I did get that furnace I showed. That old clunker right there. That's what I got. Unlike those counterfeit transformers, that is all copper. Just like here's a compressor. This is on a refrigerator compressor. I'm gonna cut all that and just peel the other side out, and it's all solid chunks of copper. So it seems greedy and petty going after all this little bit of metal, but it all adds up. Even months and months ago, somebody left a comment, man, how do you get all this scrap metal? Well, I go out on garbage night and find things like furnaces and refrigerators and washing machines and anything that I know that's got some copper in there. You grab it, throw it in the back of your truck, and take off. And then you go to the next friggin' big find. The best is an eviction. Oh man, if you ever get your hands on an eviction where they kick somebody out of an apartment and the U.S. Marshals show up and they put all their stuff on the street. Hey, it's at the curb. You were throwing it away. You didn't want it. I got a fridge, a stove, a washing machine, a dryer. I could scrap all the motors out of that for more copper and raw material for my melting projects. I'm going to be doing some melting real soon, by the way. I'm happy with when I recast my brass I did. Well, the first time I did it, I wasn't happy with how they turned out. I didn't heat the molds up enough, and it was just a shitty pour. Shitty. But the second time I redid it, I hated the shit out of those molds. In fact, the carbon steel one was red hot, and it made a huge difference. So was the graphite mold. Graphite you can get red hot, and it won't crack or break. And you pour your metal in there. When you're pouring molten metal and it's something that's nowhere near the same temperature, it'll mess it up. And that's what the problem is. We get this messed up looking casting, and it's going to require a lot of grinding. I'm tired of that shit. So preheating the molds properly is what the problem I was having. Okay, other than that, not much. You know, those transformers are freaking aluminum counterfeit pieces of shit. But it is what it is. I'm still going to scrap them for the aluminum. If I took the time to scrap them 3 pieces of shit down, I'm gonna get something out of them. So I got 3 transformers. It gives me 6 chunks of aluminum. That'll go in the melting pot, and I'll pour a brass or aluminum bar out of that. That old saying, it all adds up. I also got this A coil from an AC system. That guy right there. Now I don't know how feasible it is to try and cut the ends of the copper off and pull off all the aluminum to separate it. That might be way too much work, way more than it's worth. So I don't know. I may just chop it up and melt it all as is, and just melt copper and aluminum together, even though it's not the same mixture or proportion required for aluminum bronze. It's like 89, 90% copper and 10% or 11% aluminum, and it makes it look like gold. I don't know. I just might do it as is and see what happens. Alright, that's about it for my scrapping update video. Oh yeah, the chop saw, before I go. This guy, as I pointed out in a previous video, this part here, that's the only reason this guy threw this out, is that this part broke right here, as you can clearly see. Now, I'm not that in-depth of a welder to know that if you can weld cast aluminum. I'm thinking maybe I can possibly contact this company. Who the hell makes this? Chicago Power Tools. And maybe buy this part separately online. So like 2 set screws under here holding this part on. So, because it does work. The motor runs good. This blade is actually brand new condition, razor sharp. And like I said earlier in another video, what's this piece of crap? Anyways, this is better than what I got. So if I can fix this, I'm keeping this one, and I'll sell my other one on Craigslist or Amazon or whatever. It's about enough. I'm just scrapping and enjoying my couple of beers. It's a nice cool day. It'll start getting dark in about an hour. No melting tonight. Soon I'm doing that melting aluminum bronze. And I'm going to try it for the 3rd time. The 3rd attempt. I'm getting tired of fails. But it's all learning experience. Trial and error. Finding out what works, what doesn't work. This time when I cast my new aluminum bronze skull, this time I got air vents that I added. Because that's the problem, that's the only problem it can possibly be. Trapping all that air. And when you fill up the mold, that air cannot escape. That's created all those voids, and kind of, in a mild version, kind of exploded a little bit in there, and it looked like shit. But now we'll see what happens with air vents now installed. All I did is got a drinking straw from my neighbor, Miss Emma. And I drilled a small hole into the back of the wax mold, a little smaller than the straws, and just stuck those straws in there, and then cast that in the cement. The straws sticking out maybe like by about 3/8 of an inch or whatever. So now when I pour, all that hot air can escape. I pour it here, and there's going to be 2 vents coming out. All the air will be pushed out. I think that'll make a difference. And if not, then it's going to smash it apart with a friggin' sledgehammer and try again. That's all I could do. Oh my God, going on 10 minutes here. The 10-minute rule. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for a scrapping and melting and casting update. All right, everybody stay safe from the coronavirus and vote all Democrats out of office. Buy more guns, buy more ammo. When you see a first responder, thank them. All right. God bless you all and love you all. Bye.